What's up, guys? I'm out here at Pacific Raceways and we just got teched in for the shakedown run on my CBR 600 F4i. It's gonna be a great day. Let's get it. One of the first things that any rider has to do before going out on the track, especially with this organization that I'm riding with today, is go to the riders meeting. I want you guys to remember this guy right here. His name is Mark, one of the coolest guys that I've ever met, and we'll talk with him more later. This is how I get around at the track. Because if you're in leathers, they're really hard to walk in. Let's take a look at Pacific here. We got a bunch of cool stuff here. We're coming up to the performance school. That's a nice bag. And we got the head performance car here. This is a 350Z. It's a 2003 model year. It's an automatic, but you know, it is what it is. Got some other cool cars. All right, let's head back to my pit. Oh, there we go. That's what I want to see. That's my pit. Oh, what do we got here? That's my 350Z. Ooh, who's in it? Who's in it though? Who is that? That's my lovely wife. Isn't she cute? I love her. The start of this track day was shaping up nicely, but unfortunately, we ran into some issues. Alright guys, so I took the bike out for its first run to get it shook down, and on the second lap, the front brakes locked up. I don't know what's going on. I rebuilt the brakes, and clearly the problem's not fixing itself. So, we're gonna go get the bike at noon. I didn't crash, I'm fine. But we're gonna go get the bike off the track at noon and see if we can't fix it and maybe get back out there a little bit later. All right. I'll tell you guys, one of the best things about coming to a Too Fast track day is the lunch. All right, quick update. So we finally got the bike off the track. The brakes cooled down and I was able to ride it in. But I do think that we are probably done with this bike for today. I'm going to see if I can take my buddy's bike out and have a little bit more fun today. But I'll get you guys some footage of that, and on Sunday, maybe I'll be out riding my own bike again. I was able to get back out on the track on my friend's bike, and I'm thankful that he was there for this. After putting down a couple of laps, I decided it was a good time to call it a day. We're wrapping up here today at Pacific Raceways. Unfortunately, it didn't go exactly how I wanted it to go, but still had a lot of fun. I got to go ride my buddy's bike a little bit, and we're gonna wrap up and make some changes and be back on Sunday. But we won't be back here. We're actually gonna be over at the Ridge Motorsport Park, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. And let's transition to that right. Guys, I'm at the Ridge Motorsport Park for my second track day of the weekend, and it's going to be a beautiful day. The sun's coming out. We're taking out my yellow F4i today. The blue one I was not able to fix from what happened at Pacific, but today's going to be better. All right, guys, let's get it. now that the morning session was done, I took some time to go talk with a guy I mentioned earlier, Mark. If you remember him from earlier in the video, I was able to get an interview with him and talk a lot about what it means to come out to the track and get a little bit more information about track riding in general. So let's go over to that right now.
All right, Mark, thanks for taking the time to sit down and talk to me. I'm out here at the Ridge Motorsport Park with Too Fast today. Mark happens to be the organizer, and could you call yourself the owner of Too Fast?
Definitely, sole principal. Yep.
Right on. Well, could you tell me a little bit about Too Fast? Where did it come from? How did it start up?
Sure. I got started in racing in 2001 and was quickly burning a lot of money in track days and racing and needed a way to fund it. So starting a track company seemed like a logical idea to help fund it. Good at it, so
Definitely.
we did. And then being someone that was in my early 30s when I started, I didn't ride a lot of bikes as a kid, so I'm like, I need to learn. So I went to several schools, went to a Pridmore school, went to Freddie Spencer school, and started picking up some skills. And then as you have a track day company, you want to pass on that and help rider development and education, so we kind of put on to putting schools on as well. So that was the inception of Too Fast and how we got started.
That's great. For someone who's just getting started with riding motorcycles and thinks that they might want to try out a track day, what's the best thing for them to do to get ready for the track?
To get ready for the track is to just, it's a hard thing to say because we all come to the track, we want to go fast, and that's part of the reason we come here, but get speed out of your head. Get competence into your head and what the skills are and how to do that first. And if you can get just a few things down on braking and cornering and things like that, the speed will come, and it'll come safely. I unfortunately was the guy trying to go too fast, and I crashed my brains out the first few years, so I learned everything not to do and then slowly figured it out by going to a bunch of schools and stuff. But I'd say just really take the speed out of it and think about how to really do the right technique first and then add speed to it later.
Perfect. So during the riders meeting today, you talked about that guy. Can you tell me who that guy is and how to not be that guy?
Yeah, it's so hard. I probably was that guy myself. So, it's like, we're fun. We have a motorcycle, we can ride a track, no speed limit. So of course it's hard not to be that guy. That guy is the guy that thinks he's doing the right thing, isn't purposely being a jackass. He just ends up probably not riding the best lines. He's swooping a little bit too much, or maybe hitting apexes he thinks apexes aren't. It's hard to, how do you not be that guy? It's just take it back a check and watch what other guys are doing rather than try to show how fast you are, which I get that because I'm kind of that way too. We all are that way, but just notch back and watch what the guys are doing in the Marshall vest or guys in a little more experience and try and replicate what they're doing rather than go out and just going as fast as you can. That's probably the best way to not be that guy, but what I found is that guy ends up being pretty good because he's got a drive to go fast and he just needs to learn some techniques. So that guy often becomes pretty good in the end.
So, end of the day, be humble, be willing to learn.
Yeah, humility will save you so much in expense and bodily injury. If you just be a little humble and not think that you're Billy Badass. You got everything to show out here,
I like that, Billy Badass. So, Mark, we're out at the Ridge Motorsport Park today. I know that you run track days at Pacific Raceways,
yep.
And Oregon Raceway, and one other?
Portland International Raceway.
International Raceway. Out of those 4 tracks, what's your favorite?
I get to toss up between Pacific and the Ridge.
Really?
I love them both. I cut my teeth on Pacific.
Yes.
But how do you not like the Ridge? They've done such, kudos to the owners of the Ridge and the management. They've done such a good job of keep improving it. Now, it's hard to beat the surface here. We've got great looking curbing and infrastructure to support it, so they're both great.
That's right. And Moto America comes out here now.
Moto America comes here, and it's a challenging track.
I can attest to that. I went down at turn 12 here, but you guys already know about that. All right, well, thank you so much,
Hey, you bet.
Mark.
Not a problem.
Really
Pleasure.
it, man.
You bet. Look forward to always having you back.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you.
How cool was that? Mark, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to talk to me about Too Fast. I really appreciate it. For those watching, if you would like to know more about Too Fast, please go check out their website at toofast.org. You know that I can't end the video here. I had to redouble my efforts and get the blue motorcycle, my CBR 600 F4i track bike, up and running again. And luckily, I did. We got the brakes fixed, and I was able to get the bike back out on the track at the next track day. However, as most things seem to go with this motorcycle, something always goes wrong. So let's go take a look at that now. Starting off this track day back at Pacific Raceways, the bike is back out on the track with a fresh master cylinder. The brakes are not locking up anymore. The bike felt great, and I was putting down some of my best lap times. However, after 2 or 3 sessions, I noticed something wasn't quite right with the motorcycle. The engine felt like it was down on power and was making a very awkward, crunchy sound, is the best way that I can describe it. The best guess that we had at the time was that we spun a bearing, but also it felt like I was down on one cylinder. I decided not to ride the bike anymore that day, and I took it home, and when I started the bike up, a ton of white smoke started pouring out the exhaust, so maybe I even lost a head gasket. So when I get a chance to tear the engine apart, I'll definitely let you guys know what happened. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.